Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moe, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we are here with Oban. We're here with Oban 14. This is from my Whiskey Me. I can't speak today. Whiskey Me subscription, where I get a little pouch every month, and yeah, I can't wait to try this because I haven't tried it in a long while. So it's a 43% ABV, matured in American white oak. Oban's one of those distilleries that I really want to go to because it's quite accessible by train as well, so it's quite easy to get to. I say easy, but it takes about 5.5 hours and I have to go to Glasgow first and then up north. But it's fairly close to the train station, so I will probably go there sometime soon, hopefully, and maybe stay the night in Oban. But Oban is an old Gaelic word, means little bay. I believe the distillery also outdates the town, which also sits next to it, and sits at sea level, and I think 208 steps from the sea, which is quite cool. And yeah, they still use worm tubs, and the Stevenson family that founded Oban also brought llamas. I don't know why, I just know that they did. But it's just one of those things that I'm like, that's quite a fun fact. I need to look into that. And it's not known for being a super peated whiskey, but there is some peat in it, and it's Scottish peat. It doesn't specify where it's coming from. And yeah, I think that's most of the things I wanted to cover. And retails at around £45. So let's start by having a little look on the nose. Ooh, so fruity straight away. Yes, quite pear. A lot of pears, I'd say. And orange. Pear and orange. Has a tiny, tiny touch of like burnt wood, which I'm guessing is a little bit peat coming through. And brown sugar. Brown sugar, orange, pears, slightly burnt wood. Has a lovely nose. Very fruity. From memory, I think the last time I had Oban was at Lear Athol Distillery a year ago. I think a little bit more than a year ago. But I remember really liking it that time. And I can kind of see why now. Yeah, well, let's have a little taste. Sláinte. Still fruity on the palate, but it also has texture-wise, it's quite silky and a little bit more viscous. And yeah, the fruit's coming out, which is that kind of pear orange fruitiness. But there is something else there as well. It's that kind of burnt wood, almost slightly ashy as well. Slightly more robust on the palate than on the nose for me. And there's definitely a bitter element there, which goes with that kind of burnt wood. Slight sulfur notes. Yeah, a slight one, but it's just adding to that like kind of more robust note of it. It's quite an interesting one because I feel like sometimes when you try a whiskey that would have similar notes, you get either just the fruitiness or the kind of other end of the spectrum. But it's a lovely mix of both, which I think is why I really like it. It's quite complex, it has a lot of different layers to it. Because that pure orange fruitiness is still coming through, but it's not overpowering the like bitter element or the woodiness of it. And it definitely has a sweetness as well. I wouldn't say it's as much brown sugar on the palate as it is more on the nose. And that bitterness almost has like a nuttiness to it as well. It's like a walnut bitterness. A little bit of spice as well, almost like a ginger spice. But still like that kind of viscous note. A little bit more robust than I remember it being. Yeah, I quite like it. It's my first dram of the day, my only dram of the day I think today. But yeah, it's a little bit different to what I remember it being, but definitely has a little bit more of that kind of lightly peated influence without being weird. Because sometimes I find with whiskies that are lightly peated, I don't know to what extent this is peated, if it's partial malt that is peated and then unpeated, or what they've done with it, but it has a touch of it, which I think suits this style of whiskey. But sometimes when you just have a lightly peated whiskey, you're like, I don't know what you're trying to be, it's a bit of an unbalance. But this one I think works really well for what it is. And yeah, I really hope I can go to the distillery and maybe try it there one day. They have some other expressions that I remember being really nice as well, but I haven't tried them in ages. I just can't stop nosing it. I don't know, for me today the nose was just a tiny notch more interesting than the palate, even though both are nice. Now it's almost a bit like a pear candy, but also a little bit of fudgy note on the nose. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Have you tried Oban 14? Have you tried another Oban? Which Oban is your favourite? Please let me know in the comments here below. And of course, I hope you've liked this video. If you have, please consider leaving a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you are shopping with Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society sometime, then I'd be of course all over the moon if you would consider using my affiliate links when you're shopping with them. All the information and the links to my other social channels are of course in the description here below. And as always, I want to say a massive thanks to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. I'm so grateful to have you guys with me on my whiskey journey. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. I am now going to pack because I'm going to Islay tomorrow. But I'll see you soon. Sláinte Skål!